Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video on the Infinite Baffle channel. My name is Niall and firstly I do apologise for this video being a little bit late. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather. Some of you guys comment saying that you struggle to understand me at the best of times, so I thought it was best to hold off a couple of days when I was a little less nasally before I uploaded this video. So thank you so much for your patience and thank you so much once again for your general support on the channel. The last couple of uploads have been absolutely incredible with the amount of shares, likes, comments. We'll be looking at a lot of the Kgf range. Some of you guys have been saying that you want me to do a video on the Kgf11s as well. That will be coming within the next couple of weeks, but today I did want to change it up. I didn't want to go Kgf crazy and I didn't want to go speaker crazy either, so we're actually taking a look at a turntable, which I think this might be only the first or second time we've looked at a turntable on the channel. So if you do enjoy this, make sure to leave a thumbs up on it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new around these parts, and also leave any feedback, thoughts, suggestions in that comment section down below. But yeah, the Audio Technica AT LP8X, these things are always a mouthful. Let's get stuck into it. It's actually a really simple design when you look at it in truth. I mean, it's a throwback to the 60s decks that Audio Technica were producing back then. Only comes in the one finish, which is the black, which is obviously the one that's next to me here. Really clean design. You've got your platter, the J-shaped Tonearm here, which is a new one from Audio Technica, which kind of complements the semi-automatic design of the deck itself. A couple of buttons down here just for power and lift when it comes to the, again, the semi-automatic nature of the turntable, and then also the speed selector over on the other side as well. So really clean. Pretty basic design, very retro. Oh, I'm a massive fan of it. I think it just looks really clean, as I say. Outside of the design of the turntable itself and the aesthetic looks of this, which I'm a big fan of, there are also a couple of really nice features that I really like as well. We've mentioned already the fact that this is a semi-automatic turntable. I love that. I love the idea that there's a lot of people out there that will choose this option just because they'll be having a drink on a Friday night, put the records on, and you can pass out in your chair or fall asleep in your chair or whatever it might be and not have to worry about the record continuing on after you've fallen asleep. That is something that you hear more often than you would think, and if you get an automatic or a semi-automatic turntable like this, that stops from ever happening. The way this actually works is the tone arm, you lift into position, so you line it up above the record and then you press the button to lower it, and then when the record finishes it automatically lifts off. The plinth stops spinning, the motor turns off, and then you then just obviously have to put it back into its cradle position. So again, just avoids the record continuing on overnight, which, yeah, it's one of those things. You hear these stories all the time where people fall asleep, they just forget completely, whatever it might be. You hear these horror stories of people leaving the stylus on, the motor keeps on going, and before you know it, you've ruined your record. So always a big fan of a semi-automatic or a fully automatic turntable. On top of that, you've also got the ability to play all three speeds, whether it's 33, 45, 78, the deck does all three, which is absolutely fantastic. And it also comes with a really flexible cartridge choice as well. As you can imagine, Audio Technica deck, they're obviously going to be fitting their own cartridge. It's the VM95EBK that this comes fitted with. The nice thing about that is the 95 range is top quality, but it's also super flexible. Lots of different options, whether you want to upgrade that to a 95SH Shibata to get that little bit of extra detail, or whether it's just an ML for, again, a bit more data retrieval. Anything within that 95 range will be compatible with this cartridge. So whether it's just a Stylus you want to swap over, cartridge, this is just a really flexible deck that Audio Technica have put together. Alongside the fact that the cartridge is so flexible, you also have to remember this does come with the ability to change the VTA. It comes with the ability to adjust the weight. So again, if you did want to fit a third-party cartridge, I'm sure there's going to be many out there that will fit. You've always got the ability to adjust the turn on to make sure that it's going to be compatible. So again, really nice thing to see here from Audio Technica. While I'm talking about the adjusting the weight, actually, I did notice that when I was unboxing this, that the actual components themselves, I'm going to really quickly unscrew this to show you, are just all really high quality. I mean, I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see this. I'll try and include some images of these parts in closer up fashion, but just the cables, the deck as a whole, the component quality is really high. And some people might say, well, you know, you're looking at £800 for a turntable, that's something you'd expect, but it just genuinely feel like a really nice special piece of kit, this does. I did mention it briefly at the start, but just to touch on a little bit more, the fact this is a direct drive turntable, which again, as far as decks go, is my preferred design. It gives you a little bit more accuracy compared to other styles of deck. It gives you a lot more reliability as well. I mean, direct drive decks tend to be pretty bulletproof, and it also means if something does go wrong, it tends to be pretty easy to fix. So again, this being a direct drive is a big benefit for me. Another thing to mention when it comes to the design of the LP8X is that the plinth is made of MDF, which is pretty standard for turntables, but also the fact that the feet are designed to be adjustable and help give you that little bit more isolation, reduces the noise of the deck, means there's a lot less rumble and interference. Again, that's all going to contribute to a really good sound. A lot of that is obviously going to come down to everything else in your system as well, but this is a fantastic starting point to get a clean vinyl experience. I think overall, when looking at the LP8X here, it's just a great starting point. I mean, if you're someone that's looking to get a turntable that you want to build your system around, you cannot go wrong with a deck like this because there are so many great features. The fact you can play all the speeds, the fact that the cartridge is so flexible, the fact that it's semi-automatic, it's such a premium high quality deck as well. You just know that nothing is going to go wrong with it and it's going to serve you well. So if you're someone again that's looking at a premium deck to build around, LP8X here is a fantastic option that's new on the market. I've got to say again, thank you so much for the support on the channel. If you do enjoy this one, make sure to leave a thumbs up on it. There is a new Technics deck that we're hoping to get our hands on soon. So if you do enjoy this and want to see more turntable content, obviously we've done a lot looking at speakers recently. Do make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video to make sure that I know that you're enjoying the content. And again, we will be looking at the Kgf Q11s within the next couple of weeks. So those guys that have been asking for that in the comments, keep an eye out for that in your subscription boxes. But that is going to round up this one. Thank you again, guys. We'll see you all in next week's video. Enjoy the rest of your week.